Hey, what's up? Before I get started with reading this stuff to you guys, I wanted to clarify one thing. I made a mistake in my first video. I misinterpreted the doctor. She was saying that she worked with a trans. There's not actually an actual trans that works, at the clinic. I kinda, sorry, Dr. Braco. I must have been, like, pretty high when I went to your, appointment. Sorry. Didn't mean to give false information there. It was just like, it was actually pretty funny. I went to, when I went to that meeting, she was asking me, all the health questions and stuff. She's like, so, how often do you smoke? And I was like, well, I don't smoke as much as other people do. And she's like, starts writing stuff down. So, do you smoke cigarettes as much as you smoke weed? And I was like, what? What? No. What the I just, totally, blew me away. Like, I was not expecting that one bit. Do I look like a pothead to you? Just kidding. You probably do, but that's okay. I'm trying to cut back though. I'm trying not to smoke cigarettes, not to drink, and not to smoke weed. I'm actually doing kind of good. I only drank once. Which was at the Tech Nine concert. Not at the Tech Nine concert, but I went to an after party, which was pretty fun. Okay, anyways, I'm wasting time here. Basically, what I wanted to do this video about was to cover, I know some of my family is going to be watching this, and most of my family doesn't even know really what trans is. Just knows that I felt like I was a guy since I was, old enough to have an opinion. So I'm going to try to put it in a perspective that maybe, will get them thinking. And if, you want to show this video to anyone in your family, if you're having questions, maybe you don't know if you're trans or not, this might be able to clarify it a little bit for those people. So, alright, my doctor gave me this, and when I first went to my first appointment, and I actually liked it. This was one of my favorite parts out of this whole little thing she gave me. Introductory concepts of gender and the process of transitioning, a different perspective. Okay. Imagine if something so basic as your gender was unsure. It is difficult for many, probably most non-trans folks, to really imagine how that would feel. Consider, for instance, the moment you realize that your gender identity matches your physical presentation. How often do you give it thought? For trans people, it is often a daily, if not nearly constant consideration. With every look in the mirror, every sound of your voice, interactions with strangers, friends, family, forms filled out, trips to the bathroom, everything is a reminder of the conflict of how you feel and how you are seen in the world. Trans people comprise a vast array of gender types and styles, which can be independent of what genitals are or are not present. Society is often very accepting of these differences. Trans people encounter great many social pressures. Family and friends often refuse to acknowledge the change of gender and will continue to refer to the trans family member by their original name and birth gender pronoun outside their personal community. Trans people often talk about how difficult it is when strangers stare and ask personal questions trying to determine the gender. Now, I can give a perfect example for that, something that just happened to me recently, and what do you know? led back to something I was talking about earlier. It was at the after party of the Tech Nine concert. I was standing with around a bunch of my friends and chilling, having a beer, just laughing around, having a good time, watching people play beer pong. And this guy, the owner of the house, comes up to me and says, "Are you a guy or a girl?" And I just kind of look around at everybody around me like, oh God, I hope the whole room, the whole house didn't, just hear him ask me that question and put me right on the spot in front of everybody. And there's like a house full of people there. There's girls there that were checking me out and stuff. And this guy comes along and goes and screws up all my mojo because he comes up questioning me. And I get defensive, I'm like, why does it matter? I was like, I'm a dude. And he's like, no. He's like, your eyes give it away, you know that? He's like, you have chick eyes. And I was like, what the fuck? And I got pissed off, I didn't say anything, I just kind of stared at him like, get the fuck away from me before I punch you right in the fucking mouth. And, I handle conflicts, like, really well. I didn't flip out on him. Like, I just kind of tried to avoid the question altogether. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I am, but I'm not, I was like, I'm a guy. That's just how it is. And he's like, well, I just wanted to make sure. He's like, no disrespect, and he apologized for putting me on the spot and stuff. He's like, this is my house. And he's like, I don't want to see you without a beer in your hand for the rest of the night. And he went to the fridge and grabbed me a beer and gave it to me. And I was just like, alright then. He's like, I just wanted to be straight up, And I was like, yeah. Thanks, asshole. No, but really. And that's another thing on here when I was reading about my family members and friends, that are gonna call me she or by my real name and won't accept it. I'm afraid that might happen with some of my family members because I don't know exactly how all of them are gonna feel about it. Yeah, they may love me and stuff, but they probably secretly deep down, don't want to accept it, which kind of would be understanding, I guess. I mean, if you think about it from their point of view, like, I try to look at it both ways. I can understand how it would be hard for one of my family members to accept the fact, that I, knowing me from when I was first born and, was a little girl and watching me grow up to about a certain age until I stopped wanting, anything to do with that and pretty much made my own way, I remember my mom telling me that I told her I was a boy when I was like 3 years old, and that I've always known that I was a boy because I always told her that. I even burnt like a dress before so I wouldn't have to wear it. Like, yeah, it was a rental. I got in so much trouble, but anyways, I'm scared about that, and I want my family to understand, I want them to be involved, I want them to support me in this, I want them to, start calling me he, he, him, his, call me TJ, don't call me by my slave name, that's fucked up. I just want, I want them to be understanding, a little bit more involved, but it's hard, it's hard for them, which I can understand, especially the ones that I don't see, and they don't really know me all that well anymore. Okay, in addition to the mental and emotional issues that are a part of life for a trans person, there are also physical challenges. Trans folks who are not passing are often harassed and discriminated against for expressing their sense of gender in public. This harassment can take on form of an emotional or physical abuse and attack. Consider the potential for trouble in something like going into a bathroom as a non-passing trans person. Ignorance breeds fear, which breeds violence. And that is so true. Me, though, I started beating up boys when I was like in elementary school. So, most of the time, nobody messes with me because I'm pretty well known around town and have a very bad name. Bad reputation. Which works to my advantage in this case. But, there's always going to be those assholes that just, you need to let go. You know? It's not worth it. Why would you want to go around pounding people left and right for that? Stupid. And I'm pretty sure the only time I'd ever take it that far would be when they make me take it that far. When they push me past a certain point, and like it's pretty hard to get me there now that I'm older. When I was 13, it was pretty easy to push my buttons and get me riled up and into a fight, but nowadays it's not like that. Yeah. Holy shit. I didn't notice how long this video was going on for. I guess I'll have to make another one talking about my dysphoria, but I want people to watch this one. I want people to think about that, you know? And if people think that, you know, I'm doing this because, you know, it's the new in thing, that is so not the case. I mean, if I had a choice, I would not have been born like this. I had an ex-girlfriend of mine, her mom, one time tell me, "Who the fuck are you to play God?" And I was like, what the fuck, man? I'm not playing God. I'm not. And if that's your belief, who the fuck are you to judge me? You know? Like, you believe in God. There is a passage in the Bible that does say, "Judge not, for he be judged." I mean, obviously, there's a reason. There's more than just me out here, you know? There's a ton of us. And obviously, we didn't choose to be like this. It's not our fault. If I had a choice, I would have been born a boy. And I wouldn't have to go through this shit in my life. Probably would have been a lot easier. You think I wanted to have it so hard here? It's bumfuck Montana. It's not even like a big city. Like, I get harassed more than probably most people ever would. There's something I just learned to handle with, you know? Fuck 'em. But, yeah. I guess, I will definitely be, making another video talking about my dysphoria and stuff. So, I guess I will let you guys go for now. So, peace.